Two Geeks, Two Beers podcast. Nerdy obsessions, drunken ramblings with Morgan Jeffrey and Tom Eames.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happened? Are you going round the twist? So people of a certain age, i.e. ours, will instantly be transported to another time when hearing those lines, and will also probably argue that it was the finest TV theme tune of all time, and any other suggestion is just ludicrous. Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Geeks, Two Beers with me, Tom, and Morgan.
Hello.
And yes, we're going back to the 90s once more, and this time it's the kids' TV favourite, Round the Twist. Instant memories of Round the Twist?
Instant memories. You mentioned the theme tune.
Yeah.
Of course, the iconic theme tune.
Yeah.
And I remember the theme tune.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, we all, we all remember the theme tune, of course.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I've got. But the thing that I feel like I watched a lot of Round the Twist as a kid in the 90s.
Telling you. Yeah.
Perhaps not religiously.
No.
But I watched a fair few episodes.
Yeah.
And yet I have retained
nothing.
Again, I've retained naught. I remember the theme tune.
Yeah.
I remember the title sequence, probably because I've revisited it more recently. But nothing.
No.
I got nothing for you, I'm afraid.
This is the weird thing. I feel like it sums up the show because Round the Twist is fantastical and strange and all this kind of stuff.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it was like not an anthology series, but like every episode was like a new story.
Yeah.
There wasn't really like a story arc as
Not
such.
necessarily, no.
No.
But what was weird about it is, obviously know the theme tune really well.
Of course.
I remember it off by heart.
I could sing it from beginning to
and I can remember like the lighthouse.
Yeah. There was a lighthouse. I feel like there was a little ginger kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, can't remember. I couldn't remember much more about it until I started researching and go, oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
I could, and I feel like I just sort of kind of forgot that there was this whole supernatural element.
What?
Yeah.
What did you think it was?
Well, no, I think I was getting it confused with like Heartbreak High and all that kind of melodramatic drama, teen drama that we used to watch in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
And then, and as I was watching, I was like, oh yeah.
What? So you just thought it was some Aussie teen drama set in a lighthouse? And you're like, well, they say it's Round the Twist, but really it's
but I wonder
pretty
if I was just a bit of a strange soul, where maybe I just sort of watched it, loved the theme tune, and then didn't really pay attention for the rest of the show.
And switched off.
And it's like, there's so many shows like that. Funny Bones.
Yeah.
You remember the theme tune and the intro?
Yeah.
Remember anything else about it?
Funny Bones. No, wait, that's
In the Dark, Dark House.
I think I was doing Lemmy Winks from South Park. Yeah. It's the two skeletons, right? Two skeleton fellas.
And a dog skeleton.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about the show itself?
I definitely watched loads of it.
Yeah.
Don't remember any of it.
No. I feel like we loved the intro and just forgot about the rest of it.
That just speaks to the power of music and a good introduction. Good
However,
sequence.
researching it all came flooding back.
So
probably will for you as well.
This is it. As you go through this episode, I will.
It's been 30 odd years.
To be fair,
come
on. Like, do you remember everything from 30 years ago in your life? No, back off. We've done the research. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But anyway, coming up.
Yeah.
How Round the Twist's cast changes were as supernatural as the show itself.
Well, as supernatural?
Yes.
All right.
You heard.
I'll hold you to that.
How the Twist kids have a very strange concept of parenting.
Right. Well, I'm sure you'll come back to it. But are they called like the Twist family?
Yeah.
Didn't even realise that. Oh, okay. So it's like a pun title.
Yeah.
All right.
And the surprising singer of the famous theme tune.
Oh.
Which we'll listen to now, shall we? Shall we put it on?
Get out of the way.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
It's what everyone's waiting for.
Okay, let's do it. Ready? Sorry for that bit. Always.
Yeah.
Funky. Lighthouse.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things
It's so good. So 90s.
Genuine banger.
Yeah.
Have strange things happen? Are you going round the twist? Well, have you heard the word about
the script consultant was called Esben Storm.
Great name.
Great name. Yeah. Hey. Backing vocals are great. Are you going round the twist?
Ever felt like this?
I always remember that. Yeah. Zoom into his little mouth.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, too good. Like, it has no right to be that good.
Did not, as the kids say, did not need to go that hard.
No. And what annoyed me about it, correct me if I'm wrong, but they never released it as a single.
Did they not?
No. Think of
You'd know better than me.
Over the years, all the TV shows over time who they were like, we'll release this as a single.
Yeah.
And even Van der Valk from the 70s.
Oh, that's
number one.
That's a banger,
it's great,
to be fair.
It's great,
that is a banger.
It's no Round the Twist, though, is it?
Yeah. And did you know, as well, the Round the Twist theme tune was later sampled by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg? It's not true.
Listen back to our last episode if you don't know what we're talking about. Anyway, so, in case you didn't know, Round the Twist was an Australian children's comedy drama TV series that ran from, and this blew my mind, 1989 to 2001.
That feels late.
We'll get on with
that. Feels late. So I'm still quite entertained by the fact that you were like, Australian. It's probably just like Heartbreak High, I imagine. Heartbreak High in a lighthouse.
Same thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Drazik in a lighthouse.
Drazik. So niche. It follows the adventures.
It's niche until we do an episode on it.
Which we will.
Yeah.
It follows the adventures of the Twist family who move from the city to a lighthouse in a coastal town called Port Naranda. Here they encounter various supernatural phenomena such as ghosts, magic, time travel, and mythical creatures right up your street. The series is based on the short stories of Paul Jennings, who also co-created the show with Esben Storm and Patricia Edgar.
Esben Storm.
Yeah, what a name.
Incredible.
So the series was written by Paul Jennings, who agreed to work with Esben Storm, a director and actor.
He agreed to work with him. He's like, I'm Esben Storm. And he's like, well,
I need Esben Storm.
I'll obviously work with you. You're called Esben Storm.
Who had collaborated with Patricia Edgar on other children's shows. The first series was set in a lighthouse by the sea, and then they used Jennings' short stories as the basis for the episodes, sometimes combining two stories to make the plots more interesting.
I feel like at the time, like Fraggle Rock, Round the Twist,
a lighthouse based.
I was going to say Jonathan Creek, and then I remember that's a windmill, isn't it? Not a lighthouse, but certainly, it's weird that it happened twice.
Did Okie Doke have a lighthouse? Am I just...
Which one's Okie
Doke? Okie Doke?
Which one's Okie Doke?
He was like an acorn figure, like Charlie Chalk, but he had this...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
I'm sure he lived in a lighthouse. I feel similar, anyway.
I feel like certainly in the 90s there were more shows set in lighthouses than now.
No. Missing a trick, aren't they? Edgar wanted the series to appeal to Australian children, so she made sure that the stories focused on a family with three main child characters, Pete, Linda and Bronson, who had equal roles in these episodes. Bronson. Great name.
I feel like they sort of start off with Pete. Like, Linda.
Yeah.
Well, slightly unusual for a child, but okay.
Bronson.
Yeah. Sure. Esben's like, well, that's a perfectly reasonable name. Bronson. He's like, but you're called Esben, to be fair.
She also wanted the cast to have a balance of genders. She told Storm to make the series funny and adventurous, but also realistic and relatable to the children's feelings and problems. So Jennings later told The Guardian, when I was writing the stories, I was a single father of four kids who lived in a house on the edge of Wild Sea Cliff. Interesting. I wonder where he got that inspiration from. The Twist family was based on my own real-life family. The fact that we already had about 50 well-worked short stories to pick from for the series meant that we hit the ground running with the scripts. So very much an autobiographical tale.
Except without all the ghosts and time travel. And
well, I hope so.
I would presume.
So Round the Twist was produced by Edgar for the ACTF in 1989. The series was shown in more than 70 countries by different channels such as Fox Kids in the USA, BBC One in the UK, and Nickelodeon. CBC in Canada, France 2, CDF in Germany, Network 2 in Ireland, and NHK in Japan. In terms of the plot, the Twist family lives in a lighthouse in Port Naranda, a fictional town on the wild coast of southwest Victoria. The family consists of Tony, a widowed sculptor, and his three children, Pete and Linda, who are 14-year-old twins, and Bronson, who is 8 years old. And in each episode, the Twist kids experience strange and magical adventures.
And again, I don't really... Is it a case where the kids get involved in all the supernatural stuff and the parents are like, nah, we don't believe you, or are they in on it?
They're in on it. It's mostly the kids getting involved in the adventure.
But the parents,
kids
are like,
oh, what are you talking about?
It's not like a secret from them. Okay, yeah.
It's very much like, it's like the supernatural 90s equivalent of the OC, where there was like an adult version, the adult storylines going on.
Drama.
And the younger storylines going on. And then they mix.
The dad was very much the
Sandy Cohen.
The Australian Sandy Cohen. living in a lighthouse.
So the characters were Tony Twist, the dad, is a widower with a kind heart who maintains a romantic interest in Bronson school teacher, Ms. James. and regularly embarrasses the Twist children, it says here. Pete Twist is Linda's 14-year-old twin brother who occasionally goes out with his classmate, Fiona. Along with Linda, he enjoys teasing his younger brother, Bronson. Pete finds himself in embarrassing situations and is often under siege from Gribble Jr. and his gang. So, Gribble was like the dickhead of like the Biff Tannen of Manor Twist.
Yeah.
Linda Twist, his 14-year-old twin sister, whose interests include feminism, environmentalism, and judo.
Sure. It was the 90s.
She enjoys picking on her younger brother. They love picking on Bronson. Poor Bronson.
Poor Bronson.
She takes life quite seriously and tries to bring a sense of normality to her family, who sometimes go out of control. She also has a strong sense of justice, knows what is too far, and is prepared to go out of her way to achieve it. She is the most mature and spiritual of the Twist kids.
Well, she has a sense of justice, but not when she's picking on poor Bronson.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Easy pickings at that point. Bronson Twist is the twins' 8-year-old younger brother. He is obsessed with food and odours, says here, and uses comedic malapropisms.
Oh, yeah.
I love a malapropism.
You can barely say malapropism.
I can barely say it.
Yeah.
Such as confusing widower with windower. What an idiot. What an idiot.
No, but he says he loves them, so I think he's doing it on purpose, right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He just can't help himself.
He's like, oh, Mum's died. Let's have a laugh. Hey, Dad.
You're a windower.
You're a windower, and they're like, oh.
That's so Bronson.
No wonder they beat him up.
As the youngest of the family, he often feels left out of what his older siblings are doing.
Yeah, we're leaving you out because you're making really like off-colour jokes, Bronson. Like,
not the time.
Leave it.
And tags along their adventures despite the possibility of danger or ridicule.
I like that. He tags along despite the fact that
might be ridiculed.
He might get killed by a ghost or worse.
Take the piss out of.
I might be ridiculed.
On a few occasions, he is treated as older than his age, such as, we'll get onto this, in Series 1, where he is expected to take full responsibility for a green baby he found in a cabbage patch. He just becomes a parent at 8 years old. Wow. It's like, yeah, it's your responsibility now. You've got to deal with it. Then you got Helen Nell Rickards, the old woman who lives in the cottage next door, whose brother Tom had been the former lighthouse keeper. Her father, mother, and sister died when the ship they were on sunk. Bit dark. The family's spirits, as well as Tom's, haunt the lighthouse.
Oh, yeah. Well, you quite often find a cottage next to a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Do you? No.
Nah. Then Harold Gribble, a greedy real estate agent, a one-time Senate candidate.
Oh, Gribble Senior.
Yeah. It's like in the Goonies, isn't there? Like the jock who's trying to get who's his dad's like the guy who's like ruining everything.
Yeah.
And then his son James Gribble, who's the bully at school, and then their friends Rabbit and Tiger.
Rabbit and Tiger.
And then Miss James, the school teacher.
Yeah, who
love interest for Tony.
Tony likes a bit of, yeah.
Yeah. So each series of Round the Twist had 13 episodes. Every episode had its own story. But there was also something that appeared in every episode of each series, like an object or character.
Oh.
That thing was mysterious and important and was explained and solved in the last episode of each series.
So there was a little bit of a story arc.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
The Twist family often had problems with Harold Gribble. I love that. Often had problems with him. A greedy and mean businessman and his family. Gribble wanted to take the lighthouse from the Twists and make it into a place for tourists. This happened a lot in the first series, and also it says happened a lot in the first series, and then again in the third and fourth series. So they sort of didn't bother with in the second series.
They dropped the Gribble thing.
Yeah, they were like, do you know what?
Season 2.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Should we go through some highlighted episodes?
Yes.
Throughout the series.
Do it.
So Spaghetti Pig Out.
Right.
That's what the episode's called.
Yeah.
This is the one where the Twist's TV remote gets struck by lightning.
Yeah.
And lets them control people's actions. They have fun with it until the bully Gribble gets it and uses it to cheat in a spaghetti eating contest. Because if you're going to use it, that's where you're going to use it.
And is there any explanation for why this lighthouse is some sort of like nexus for the supernatural? Or
I think just don't worry about it. It's just,
sure.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, okay.
But his plan backfires when his friend Rabbit eats too much too fast and throws up on everyone.
Sure.
Pete wins the contest and gets his revenge. So let's have a little look at this. So Rabbit's mate has pressed fast forward on the remote and now he's just eating spaghetti in a ridiculous rate. No one's questioning how he's doing this, but
I have never seen anything like this before.
That's my boy! Sign with me!
Come on, Rabbit.
Go, Rabbit! Go!
Come on, more.
I love this guy.
He's just like, what the hell? Oh.
The winner is Rabbit! The Rabbit King! Rabbit! He's the winner of our great split.
Oh, his belly's busting out.
Yeah.
No,
Popping his buttons.
he's a missy. I think the worst. He's not well. Rabbit's fed up.
Keep it in! Keep it in! Swallow! Look at the horizon, but whatever you do, don't spew on me.
James, you hold those lips, boy. Think of your mother.
Keep it down, boy. An upset! A very big upset!
Ah!
Yeah.
There's vomiting spaghetti over all the crowd.
They had to make a lot of spaghetti for
I
this.
don't feel like you would get that in a kids show.
No.
A kids show these days. Oh right, I've got a lot of thoughts about that.
Okay.
One, perhaps I'm just not au fait enough with Australian culture, but is a spaghetti eating contest like?
Yeah, is that a thing?
Is that a common
At
thing?
school?
School. Also, I love the fact that was episode 15 of season 1.
Yeah.
And they're like,
already got to that.
right. So we've got this family. They live in a lighthouse, and all kinds of like
Remote control.
but they were like all kinds of like creepy supernatural occurrences happen around them. And it's like by episode 15, they're like, there's a remote control that can make someone eat spaghetti really fast and then they vomit everywhere. That's where they've got to by episode 15.
It's funny though, thinking about that. I remember vividly, I don't know what it was in school.
Yeah.
I think I was in like the high school bit at this point, and there was like, it must have been for charity. It must have been like a charity day where we were all doing things, and it was in the sports hall.
Yeah.
And it was like a donut eating contest. I remember vividly.
Oh yeah, because of course you went to high school in the in the American Pie films. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And
Because I went to a normal school where we just like went to lessons and stuff.
Yeah.
But you went to a
This
school.
is like
you went to a school that was in like Saved by the Bell or Student Bodies, and you
down Malibu Beach.
Yeah, there was a day where you had a donut eating contest.
All I remember, there was a donut eating contest. And
You literally went to school in a 90s teen sitcom.
Yeah.
All right.
There was a kid called Keith,
Yeah.
and he had like 5 or 6 donuts. And I remember saying to my mate, I was like, this isn't going to end well.
It's going to have a Bruce Bogtrotter moment.
I remember vividly him just throwing up in front of everyone and me going, that's the end of his life.
Yeah.
That is, you can't come back from that.
No.
But that's all I remember him for.
Keith, yeah.
So
6 donuts, Keith.
So you could say this was, realistic.
You could if you lived a ridiculous life like you did, apparently. What are you talking about?
It wasn't like we did this every day. It was just like, I'm sure it was end of term. I'm sure it was like.
Yeah, mine end of term. They just wheeled out like a TV on wheels. We watched Shrek. We didn't.
Watch the video and shut up. Anyway, next episode, the Cabbage Patch Fib.
Yeah,
the one where Bronson finds a green baby in a cabbage patch and thinks he is the father.
Why does he think he's the father?
No, the baby thinks he is the father.
I think he said he thinks he's the father.
Well,
it's like
baby might be a he.
What's Bronson been up to? Like shagging some cabbages.
Bronson has trouble taking care of the baby and going to school at the same time.
Oh, he's 8. What do you expect? Yeah.
He tries to give the baby back to the cabbage patch. And then the mother is like angry at him and takes it away. I was like, what? I was looking after it.
He's having a marital dispute.
Tony Twist tells Bronson the truth about where babies come from. And he says it's the chimney. That's good parenting, isn't it?
Oh, like
the stalk sort of situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's living in a world where cabbage patches just give him green babies.
Anyway, so this is where he's giving the baby back and it doesn't go to plan.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Maybe we could take it to a child psychiatrist.
What do they do?
Fix up kids with problems.
I'm the one with the problem. How's father only 7 years old?
But I love that no one else is going, it's all right. You found yourself in this situation, but we'll take care. It was like, no, Bronson is, sorry.
It's a Bronson storyline this week.
So essentially a cabbage is opening up. So just painted a baby green.
It's a giant cabbage.
Yeah. Really building the suspense here.
Yeah.
Right, get on with it.
There's this woman come out of the cabbage.
Yeah. Bad mother, if you ask me. Wondering where the baby was this entire time. Taking the baby off Bronson.
Yeah.
We don't want you, baby.
Look, having a go at him.
Bronson's been looking after your baby.
We like you, baby, but
Why have they got a microphone? Where'd that come from?
It's like the Cabbage Patch press.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Didn't spot that before. They got a camera crew. What's going on here?
I think they're like, they think they've kidnapped the baby. So whatever society is going on within the giant cabbage.
Wow. Big news story in Cabbage Land.
Yeah.
Goodbye, son.
That's quite sad.
It's quite sad.
Why are they being so mean to my boy Bronson?
I know, have they?
I've already done a 180 on Bronson.
You love Bronson.
I feel bad for him
Love
now.
a bit of Bronson. Next up, Lucky Lips. Now, this is the one where Pete gets a magic lipstick from Madame Fortune and makes every girl he looks at fall in love with him. Now, I'm sure if we watched this, this would have been the dream.
Yeah, but feels like it's going
But
to
it backfires.
Oh, okay.
Severely, to the point where he wants to kiss this girl called Fiona that he likes at school.
Yeah.
However, he ends up kissing other girls that he's not trying to kiss, including his fully grown teacher.
Oh, I thought you were going to say his sister.
And his sister.
Oh, no.
And even a pig at one point.
A pig?
Yeah, a female pig sees him and kisses him. Don't worry about
right.
it. But yeah, this is part of the plot, and you see it. The teacher, who's probably in her 30s, just snogging a guy in school.
Well, they filmed it?
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, no.
And then his teacher, his sister, does it as well, and his classmates can't believe it.
At least with Big, she wasn't like, well, no, actually, she did make out with Tom Hanks, did she?
Yeah,
but he wasn't a kid at the time.
She didn't know.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
she doesn't.
This is weird.
It's a bit weird.
It's weird that they filmed it as well as they actually did it.
Well, I'm guessing the guy playing this, the 14-year-old isn't actually 14, but maybe he was.
Let's not Google it.
Let's not Google it. Anyway, here we go.
Let's just turn to page 15 and we'll discuss it later.
So he's trying on the old lipstick.
Yeah.
In class. So the girl he likes is walking out.
Right.
He wants to look back and see Fiona.
That's creepy.
But instead he's seen her friend by accident who he doesn't fancy.
So it's just any woman he locks eyes with.
Yeah.
Well, that was bound to go wrong.
And they can't contain themselves.
No.
Jill, please. Jill, what are you doing?
He's just being mauled by all these women.
All the women.
Now his own sister's coming
I love that this kid just has to commentate everything. Yep, there's a sister.
She's gone for it as well. She's kissing.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, Miss Jones does like this. She's going for it. Oh no! She's
There's
sucking
a
face
teacher.
with twist.
She's sucking face with twist.
She's still sucking face with twist.
Probably kissing him as well. They've not.
But I feel bad for Pete Twist because he's not a bad-looking chap.
No,
but they're acting
but
like
he is a sexual deviant who uses magic lipstick to.
But like, also the bullies who are like taking the piss out of him. You wouldn't be taking the piss out of him. You'd be like, he's my god. He's making out with the teacher and all the girls in class, and they're all just taking the piss out of him.
Yeah, just narrate.
Pete should be there going, well, I can't,
They're just narrating his life, being like, oh my god, what's going on here?
Sucking face with twist. Anyway, I don't think you get away with that episode nowadays.
No.
Neither should you. Anyway, bit of a sad one, this next one, called Nails. This is the one where Linda has a crush on Andrew, the new boy at school, who has a secret. They have their first kiss, first love, and first heartbreak.
Not her first kiss, because she snogged her brother.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, imagine that. Andrew is actually a merman, and his fingernails are really scales. He has to leave Linda and go to live with his mermaid mother in the sea.
I love you. Like, oh, this is where
it's a sad one.
This one took a bit more of a serious.
There's a lot of kissing.
And you were
going
like,
on.
and you were like, it's called Nails. And I was like, fucking hell, that's a bit like intense. Like, sounds like a British like.
Andrew's a merman. Anyway, this is him saying goodbye.
All right.
He's just saved her dad.
Oh.
And some sexy mermaid mother is just on the shore.
But Tony wishes he had that lipstick.
You don't have any choice. But it's okay. It's okay.
Committing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Good performances.
Yeah, good performances. Yeah.
It's filmed quite nicely as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Very much the twilight of the 90s. This.
Yeah. Never really done that, have they?
No.
A merman and
Nah. Didn't shy away from proper making out and back in the 90s. Off he goes.
He's an Australian merman. Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Goodbye. Anyway. Next up, the big burp. The one where Pete falls in love with a tree spirit called Jeannie after peeing on a tree. Now, when he does that, he then gets pregnant, right? Because he's peed on the tree. So
Right.
that means you get pregnant.
Right.
And Jeannie, the tree woman thing,
Yeah.
is like, oh, we're in love now.
Right.
So then he has to burp out a green baby in the school nurse's office.
Why are you obsessed with green babies?
That's what
on
I'm
this
saying.
show?
The weird parenting thing.
Yeah, but
They
why is
already
it,
got
why is it
no
always a
mum,
green baby?
and now it's all just about like the boys becoming mothers
Yeah.
and giving birth and all this kind of stuff. It's very strange. Linda, Bronson, and Gribble's gang help Pete with this weird and unexpected situation.
Well, they helped Pete. They didn't help Bronson, did they?
Nah. Yeah.
He was a single dad, Bronson.
This is Pete giving birth on Round and Twist. Well, not giving birth, but being pregnant.
I'll handle it, okay?
This is Jeannie, the tree goddess person that he met, who no one else can see.
Morning, Pete.
Morning.
Morning. It's bacon and eggs.
You alright? I'm fine, of course I'm fine.
Well, you look all right. Actually, you've got a rosy-coloured glow about you.
Tell them.
Thanks, I'll handle it. Well, it was meant as a compliment.
Sorry, I'm not myself today.
Is anything the matter?
Nothing's wrong, it's just, well, you know Jeannie, that girl I was telling you about?
Oh, the one that's not all there.
What's he saying?
Nothing, it's okay. Oh, wow, she's really smart and intelligent.
I love the idea. He's like, oh, I can't possibly tell my family about this because they think I'm weird.
Yeah, you've been
right?
through a lot.
Yeah, it's like
I think they'll believe you.
we've had Cabbage Patch babies and remote
Yeah.
controls that make you eat,
Yeah.
you know, spaghetti.
You
super
even
fat.
kiss your sister.
Yeah, you kiss your sister.
I didn't get her pregnant.
It's not the worst thing that's happened.
No.
Faye got you pregnant?
What are you talking about?
No, I'm pregnant to Jeannie. I'm having her baby.
Have you been eating Faye's buns?
Pete, I just want you to know that whatever happens, I'm here for you.
But Dad, he's not biologically equipped to have babies.
Just tell them it comes out through your mouth.
Through my mouth? What? I can't have a baby through my mouth.
I think we need to have a little chat. You seem a bit confused.
Are you sure you're pregnant?
Yes.
It's got a big belly.
I think we need to have a big chat.
Do you reckon I'll still make it onto the footy team?
Well,
That's Tony's fault for telling him that babies come down through the chimney.
Yeah, I know. The finale. So throughout season 4, every episode has a knight in armor who comes to the lighthouse through a magic door. Right. At first, the knight's face is not seen because of a helmet, and then later the helmet is lifted. So each episode
Yeah.
is revealing.
So as a proper series finale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, sort of.
All right.
Yeah. In the last episode, The Isle of Dreams, the knight is revealed to be a girl named Ariel who wants Pete to marry her. Poor Pete. Like, Pete's just being dragged.
Oh, he's just...
He just wants to live a life.
Yeah.
He wants to go to school, just, put some magical lipstick on.
Yeah.
She wants him to marry her and live on this perfect island somewhere. The children say no, and Ariel, in the end, disappears with the island and, fine. And it just kind of ends like that.
Oh, that's the end.
But then it goes into this other story where Faye, the wife of Tony now, is having Tony's baby, who also happens to be called Ariel and is born in the last episode. But then she's turned into a frog, and then Tony has to try and revive her. So this is the final scene of Round the Twist.
Why is the baby called Ariel? Is the baby's not like a... It's not
I
the same.
assume it's a tribute to...
A tribute
Yeah.
to the...
It's not the same person.
Right, but it's a tribute to the knight...
The weird knight
that tried to...
lady that tried to...
marry her son.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, these last few moments of Round the Twist.
All right.
Oh my gosh, you must have
No.
Oh, yeah, look.
Great boy.
Big Faye's hungry.
So Tony's holding a frog, who's actually Faye is his missus.
Tell you more where that came from.
What are we going to do without the book? How are we going to make them fall in love again?
What do you mean? How are we supposed to get Faye back?
You have to show her that you care.
What?
You know.
Why is everyone dressed like Vikings?
Oh, they got they went back in time for a while and they got stuck in the past and it's fine
You
now.
know what you have to do.
I hope she won't think I'm taking advantage of her.
Just do it.
Don't worry about that, mate.
Yeah.
His son's done far worse with his magic lipstick.
He's gonna suck frog. Mr. T's gonna go to the lip lock. He's puckering up the pout. He's closing his eyes. He's leaning in. Tiger. Yeah.
Shut up!
She's human again.
Just in case you weren't aware.
Yeah. Imagine if the series just ended on snogging a frog and it didn't work. That's the end.
Marry me, Faye.
Oh, she's still
Oh,
croaking.
Is that a yes or a no?
Well, she just stopped talking like a frog for the rest of her life?
Unclear. But
That's how it ends.
yeah.
See you next time.
To be fair, that wouldn't be the first of Tony's wives that's croaked. Oh, that's the kind of bad taste joke that Bronson would make. I'm sorry.
That is.
I apologise.
Yeah.
I apologise.
That is, yeah. Anyway, so the first series of 13 episodes was part of a deal that the ACTF made with the Seven Network in September 1988, along with two other programs called Caboodle and The Greatest Tune on Earth. Haven't quite stood the test of time.
No.
No. The first series is based on Jennings' books Unreal, Quirky Tales, Unbelievable, Cabbage Patch Fib, and Uncanny, which were very popular among Australian children. Jennings wrote the scripts for the first and second series, while Storm helped him as the script editor and the co-writer. Storm also wrote and edited the scripts for the third and fourth series. The series had 4 series during its 11-year run. 11-year run, which there's nothing else quite like it.
No.
So the first series was filmed in 1989 and then aired in 1990, right?
Yeah.
But the next series didn't air until 1993.
Yeah.
So the kids had aged quite a bit by then.
Why was there such a big gap?
So there was a lot of recastings involved because they very much stuck to the whole Simpsons South Park thing where the kids, they always stayed the same age.
Yeah.
They didn't come back.
Tony's the same, but they recast the kids.
Well,
okay.
This is the thing. So we'll get on that properly about the recastings later.
Okay.
But it then took another 7 years before season 3 aired in 2000. And then there was another one in 2001.
Well, that's why it lasted so long.
Yeah. But do you remember there being such a big gap? Because I don't think
I can't have seen the latest.
No, this is what I'm saying.
It must be that.
I remember Ratatouille always being on.
Yeah.
When I was much younger, but I wasn't watching it when I was 14 in 2000.
No.
I don't think I was anyway. So I don't remember watching it that late in the run. So did we just watch the first and second series? Did they just repeat them?
I think we must have. I think by the time the later series rolled around, you would have been in high school and too busy watching Keith eat donuts. So,
but yeah, they must have CBBC or CRTV or whatever. They must have just. I suppose Mr. Ben only had 6 episodes and they just repeated the same ones over and over.
Yeah. He'd be like, is he ever going to wear anything else? He says he can put on any outfit and go to anywhere, but he seems to put on the same outfit again and again
outfits,
and always go to the same place.
So the production of the first series started in March 1989 and lasted for 13 weeks. Filmed at Melbourne Film Studios and a real lighthouse on the coast of Victoria. The lighthouse where the Swiss family lived was the Split Point Lighthouse in Aries Inlet.
Still there?
Still there? And you can go on tours of it. If you want to go and see it, you can book tours.
Gribble 1.
Yeah,
so
he got his wish.
The tourist location.
Yeah, shame. But weirdly, according to the ACTF, the Australian Children's Television Foundation, the UK actually had the world premiere of Series 1. It aired in April 1990, 4 months before Australia got it.
I wonder how big it is in Australia. I wonder if it's like Neighbours.
No, it's
actually
big.
But I wonder if it's like way bigger in the UK. Like if there's the same sort of nostalgia around the twist in
I think
Oz.
it actually was. It wasn't Neighbours is bigger deal over here, really, isn't it? Yeah. But the second series was made after, the first series was a hit in Australia and abroad. But again, they didn't start working on it till 92. It's like, why did it take you so long?
Oh, that series, Made Round the Twist, has been a pretty big deal. Should we make a second series? Yeah, I'll get around to it. I'm just gonna have a few beers first, and then I guess I'll get around to it. Have a couple of Barbies and then some beers, and then
Fosters.
Couple of Fosters.
There's Fosters advert.
4X. Yeah,
that's what I'm picturing when you do that.
Yeah, and then we'll make a second series. Oh fuck me, mate! It's 4 years later. Gotta get on there.
You're flaming glare.
Apologies to any Australian. I don't think we have any. Do we have any Australian?
Not anymore.
No. Checked out now.
So in the second series, the adult actors were the same as before.
Yeah.
Except for Mr. Gribble and his wife. But they had to hold auditions to find new child actors, Pete, Linda and Bronson.
I thought they replaced the kids, yeah. And
then in the third and fourth series, again, they had to do the same thing because it'd been so long.
Yeah.
They had to recast it again. So yeah, by that point, more than 800 children tried out for Linda, Pete and Bronson.
That was a big deal.
As well as Rabbit, Tiger and Gribs.
Yeah.
And then, were you still watching kids' TV by 2000/2001?
No, I don't feel
but
like
maybe I was. Because with 14, 15, that on paper sounds like now I wasn't doing that anymore. Maybe I was. I was watching like SMTV Live.
I feel like looking back at those clips, I feel like I recognised Gen 2.
Yeah,
that's the cast I remember because I was.
You do remember that?
Yeah, well, yeah, cool. Yeah, season 2.
Oh, right. So not
because I was like, oh, Bronson, little ginger kid. And then he popped up looking after that Cabbage Patch Kid, and I was like, oh, he's not ginger. And then I was like, oh no, he is ginger.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the cast. Yeah. So Pete Twist, the first version was played by Sam Vandenberg.
Yeah.
He played it from 1989 to 1990. Then Ben Thomas played the second version. He went on to appear in 11 episodes of Neighbours as Sean Slater.
Not the same character as...
Not that Sean Slater.
Who was in EastEnders.
No. Ryan McLean then played Pete for series 3 and 4. So for a lot of you, he's probably the one that you know more because he played it
the longest. Yeah.
He then later went on to appear briefly in Home and Away. I think it's just a thing you do, isn't it?
Either Neighbours or Home and Away. Yeah.
The original Linda Twist was Tamsin West in the first season. And she was the person who sang the theme tune.
How old was she?
Like 14, 15.
Great voice.
She then recreated this in 2004. Apparently, as part of a project by students at Bournemouth Uni, which I went to a few years before I went to it, with Dave Benson Phillips from Get Your Own Back fame introducing it.
Oh, so Dave Benson Phillips comes out and goes, Get Your Own Back! And then she just sang the...
This is what the YouTube description of this video says.
That is like the ultimate... Imagine if you were at uni and that happened. It's like the ultimate 90s nostalgia.
How did they sort that out? How did they go, right, Dave hasn't got much going on. We could probably get Dave.
Yeah.
But how did they get, Tamsin? Was she living in the UK? Did they, if she was in Australia, did they just get her to film it and send it back to them? What was it for?
These kids are some initiative.
Yeah. Better than what we did at Bournemouth Uni. Anyway, here's a little clip of her coming back in 2004. So a good, just over about 14 years later?
Yeah.
Please welcome Tamsin West singing the theme tune of Round the Twist.
Here she is. I say modern, this is ages ago now. I say 20 years ago.
Have you ever felt like this?
Still got it?
Things happen. Are you going round the twist? If all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put me back together again, I'd say.
But yeah, recommend watching
Right.
that. But yeah, how did they pull that off? Jealous. So that was that. And then she was replaced by Jolene. How would you pronounce this?
All right. Oh, wow. Knagarak?
Yeah, let's just say that.
That was just a noise. But...
She was Linda in series 2. And then Ebony Massini in 3 and 4. And then Rodney McLennan played Bronson in series 1, the OG Bronson. Followed by Jeffrey Walker in series 2. Now, Jeffrey has been very successful.
He's the one I recognise.
Yeah, so he's now a successful Hollywood director.
What?
He's shot episodes of Bones, Modern Family, and Young Rock, among many others.
Wow.
And then Matthew Waters took over for series 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Richard Moir played the original Tony, the dad, in the first 2 series, but sadly he was diagnosed with Parkinson's for series 3 and then retired from acting. And then he was replaced by famous Australian actor Andrew S. Gilbert.
I didn't realise he'd replaced Tony. He looked very similar.
Yeah. And then prolific Australian actress Bunny Brooke was the original Nell, but she died age 79 in 2000 and was replaced by Marion Heathfield in series 3 and 4. So I can't think of any other like show which had so many recastings, yet you sort of got away with it.
Yeah.
Like, no, it didn't seem to matter.
You didn't notice when you were a kid.
No. It's like in Back to the Future where I didn't realise it was Michael J. Fox playing his daughter.
Or they replaced Crispin Glover and he's got another guy wearing his face.
And Jennifer was different. I just didn't notice.
Never clocked it.
Didn't notice that the shoe took over. Anyway, Fact Smash.
Fact Smash. Fact Smash.
Smash the facts.
You want to smash those facts?
Yeah. Don't know what that was. So the lyrics and music of the theme song were written by Andrew Duffield and sung by Tamsin West.
Yeah.
It borrowed lines from nursery rhymes such as "There was an old lady who swallowed a fly," "Humpty Dumpty," and "Rain, Rain, Go Away." Song was used, and I don't remember this happening, in a Halloween TV advert from Sainsbury's in 2018.
No memory of that.
It happened apparently in the UK.
I don't think 5 years ago. I feel like I remember
when was that? I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Don't remember that.
I didn't because I don't remember it.
It didn't happen.
No.
If I didn't see it, it didn't happen. Full-length Round the Twist feature film was developed and written by Storm and Bosley. Under Storm's guidance, a storyline workshop for the feature film was held way back in October 1994.
Oh, so early days.
Yeah. Production was planned for 97 to 98. You know, these Australians need 4 years between each thing. They put the idea in and like, right, let's have a few Barbies.
Wow, let's let it percolate.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, mate. But let's leave it to brew
For 4 years.
We'll come back to it and see how we feel.
And
about
we'll recast everyone.
Yeah, we'll have fucking hell, mate. The kids are fucking old now. They're fucking, he's probably old enough now to snog his teacher without it being illegal. Let's get some new kids in. All right.
But funding for the project was not granted.
Oh.
Edgar explains in her book Bloodbath. I love that it's called Bloodbath.
Why is it called Bloodbath? What the fuck else was she up to?
A lot.
Yeah.
That feature films based on TV are rarely financed by distributors. They must compete with big budget films and are typically launched during the school holidays, among many other complicated factors. Despite Edgar's best efforts to have the Round the Twist feature film come to fruition, the project was scrapped. But as I say, fans can now take a 45-minute tour of the lighthouse used in the Twist family home. It's called the Split Point Lighthouse in Aries Inlet, Victoria. So if you ever find yourself in those parts, you've got to go there.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, I feel like they could take me to any lighthouse in Australia there and I'd just be like,
definitely.
No, it's the one from, there must be some like, dodgy ones going on where it's like, it's definitely the lighthouse from Round the Twist. And they're like, yeah, well, I don't really remember. Sure.
I'll believe you.
I'll take it for it. Yeah.
Very much like the Space Jam website.
Oh,
the original, yeah.
Well, Space Jam website is down now. It's gone down now. Yeah. So I think because they did the Space Jam sequel and they got rid of it.
Well, that's a stupid idea.
It's cultural vandalism is what it is. Yeah.
Well, you can still go on a very similar Round the Twist website at roundthetwist.com. It just looks so of like late 90s, GeoCities style website.
Yeah.
And also, the Queen once visited the Round the Twist set during a tour of Australia. And on Matthew Waters' website, one of the Bronsons, he said, this was the most amazing day when I got to guide HRH Queen Elizabeth II on the set of Round the Twist. Many years, now, no citations for this.
Yeah.
I'll believe Matthew.
Yeah.
Many years later, I bumped into Prince Harry in a trendy bar in London.
Yeah.
Did you? Where we chatted about Round the Twist VHS videos that his grandma took home with him for him and William.
So,
now,
mate, I love
Round the Twist.
I love Round the Twist.
It's a very good impression.
Granny used to bring me.
Granny
used to bring me VHS videos.
Have you ever,
for me and Willie,
ever felt like this?
When strange things happen, are you going Round the Twist?
But the idea that Matthew had the balls, because Harry's not going to recognise you, mate.
Yeah.
To go up to Prince Harry and go, mate.
You're assuming it was around Harry's like,
you
Matthew, you're Bronson.
You were
my boy Bronson.
Middle Bronson. The best Bronson.
The second Bronson.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It must have happened that way around.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope that happened because that's amazing. So looking at its legacy, Paul Jennings told The Guardian, even as I was writing the scripts, they were starting to reference the past and my own childhood rather than what was actually existed in the real world at the time. I can look back on a childhood and exploring drains, building underground huts, leaving home early and returning after dark, having been off catching yabbies or fishing at the beach miles from home. The world is more dangerous now, but I do feel it is a little sad that adventure is disappearing.
Oh.
And then Patricia Edgar said, Round the Twist did transform kids' TV and redefine what a children's program should be. Programs today are made by committees. Every contributor to the budget, government funders, distributors, program buyers, all think that they can have a say, and most productions are compromised by market demands. If they start with a good idea in the first place, Round the Twist was developed over more than a year, with draft after draft being written before I attempted to find funding. Patricia sounds a little bit
sour grapes.
Yeah, a little bit. If bloodbath having to go by.
she's still angry about the film that never got made. No, she's right. Like films, films and TV shows, they're made by committees now, so you wouldn't be allowed to make an episode where like a kid snogged his teacher, or
damn it,
or God damn it, or a kid like gave birth or vomited spaghetti, gave birth out of his mouth or vomited spaghetti over everyone.
Gave birth to that kid and then just didn't see the kid ever again, by the way.
Oh, so the
tree just took the kid off him. And
so
absent fathers.
They picked on Bronson, but Bronson wanted to look after the kid.
He tried.
And had his kid.
But Pete was
single
just happy
dad. Pete was a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As for the future,
and a sexual deviant.
Jennings added, I would be happy to talk with the ACTF about reusing the original storylines or making my more recent short stories available if they were interested for new material. Or should Round the Twist just be left as it was? What do you think?
Is that what he said?
That's what he's asked.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
I feel like it would be a good one to revisit.
Yeah.
Reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Why not?
Well, you've already recast it so many times. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't exactly. Yeah. We've not got particular attachment to the... Yeah.
Now, what I found interesting was put out the question for Round the Twist on our socials. And what I find really interesting is, unlike us who didn't remember anything about Round the Twist, is that asking, what do you think of, apart from the theme tune, obviously, people just had moments and memories of certain episodes and just crazy happenings.
Yeah.
Those kind of stuff.
Iconic images burnt into their brains.
So I'm just going to read them with no context.
Sans context.
So
mostly because you have none to offer.
Nah, don't have time. But you listening at home will probably know what's going on here.
Yeah.
So Ollie said, the amazing theme tune, obviously, and a taxidermied fox with terrifying human eyes.
Yeah.
Of course. Sam said, the pissing contest.
Yeah.
And then Mog said, got to be the propeller penis and the swimming competition. Of course. And then Pete B said, up the pong. The ice sculpture that came to life and the invisible lipstick episode.
We did cover that one.
Excellent theme tune too. Still got the box set somewhere. There's a box set.
Yeah.
And Richard W said, the seagulls.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Everyone has a memory of that.
And there's no other show where you could be like, oh, you remember the seagulls and the taxidermy fox with the human eyes and the propeller penis and the one where he vomited spaghetti over everyone and the one where you put on the lipstick and he was a sexual deviant and the one where he adopted a Cabbage Patch baby and
don't get that in The Wire, do you?
No.
So thoughts?
Flabbergasted.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Yeah, no. Like I remember it being, as a kid, like I watched it, I loved it, I enjoyed it. But I remember it being slightly unsettling because it was so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. And this, looking back on it, has done nothing to disabuse me of that notion.
No.
Very odd show. But
it is.
I love it because it is such a kind of like microcosm, perfect example of 90s kids TV. And she's right in the fact that like it would not be made now. It's, for better or worse, this is something that could have only been made for kids TV in the 90s. Baffling, absolutely like off its rocker.
Yeah.
But brilliant.
Yeah.
The fact that like it's, we all remember the theme tune, but it's not, we don't all just remember one episode. Everyone there remembered a different episode, like there's so many weird images and iconic moments that jump out at you.
Okay, well, that is it for this episode. For more nostalgia bait, including a load of 90s kids' favourites, including Animals of Farthing Wood, Tiny Toons, Live and Kicking, and countless others, head to 2geeks2beers.com or subscribe to us everywhere, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and beyond.
And we're on all the socials at 2geekscast on Facebook, X or Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, or get in touch on podcast at 2geeks2beers.com. That's our email address. You can also support us on Patreon. We always record a mini-sode with each episode, and you can only hear them on there. Recent ones we've done include Bad Movie, Brilliant Scene, and our greatest cinema experiences. So head to patreon.com/2geekscast, and you can also get merch and other goodies, including a beer mat, which you get automatically when you sign up.
In fact, a big thank you to our latest supporters on there, Roderick Folk and Sarah Scott.
We've talked a lot about like great names.
What a name.
And, like Sarah Scott's a cool name as well, actually.
Both great names.
But Roderick Folk.
I mean, That is top notch.
Are you like are you a private eye, Roderick?
Yeah.
Roderick Falk,
attorney at law?
Yeah, he's like, I subscribed to the Patreon, and after that, it's like, what a great name.
Great name.
Yeah, I solved the mystery of the Maltese Falcon. Signing up for the Patreon, Roderick Falk.
Well, funny that you're doing a voice like that, because I was thinking we should end this episode with you doing the Round the Twist lyrics,
right?
To a voice of your choice. What would you want to do? Do you want to do?
All right. Well, no. So you throw me some voices.
Well, it was always James Stewart. That's always my favourite.
All right. Well. But like keep throwing them at me, and I'll as we go through.
Oh, should we just keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll get the lyrics up for you.
Okay. So I'll start with one. So give me one to start with, and then keep throwing me names, and I'll keep changing. So.
Okay. So.
Okay.
So. James Stewart.
Okay. Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happen? Are you going round the twist?
Arnie.
Have you ever felt like this?
It's terrible.
Have strange things happened? Are you going round the twist?
David Tennant.
Well, if all the king's horses and king's men couldn't put me back together again, I'd say, rain, go away, come again another day. Hey.
Hey, no, I felt like this. Strange things happen. Are you going round the twist?
I've run out. Who else we got? Who's always? Sean Connery.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happened? Are you going round the twist?
Roger Moore.
Oh, well, have you heard the word about the bird and the spider? It wiggled and wriggled and jiggled inside.
Tom Baker.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happened? Are you going round the twist?
And then, who's your favourite? Who would you want to end with?
Who should I end with?
Who do we always do?
Who do we?
Who's left?
I don't know.
Daniel Craig.
I can't really see.
No.
Oh, I know.
Who? Of course, Pierce.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happened? Are you going round the twist?
Very good.
I dread that.
That's very good. If I made more of an effort and picked people, that would have been a great little feature. But anyway, cheers.
All right. Apologies. Bye. Oh, I feel like I've never get me to do David Tennant again. I don't know what that was.
That was great.
Oh,
that was my favourite one.
That
was brilliant. I love that your David Tennant impression always starts with well. No, that was my favourite. That was very good.
Glad someone enjoyed it.
So as you'd expect, there are a few remixes of Round the Twist out there. This was my favourite. By Jesse Bloch. See what you make of this. Now, again, I'm annoyed that there was never a full-length version.
Yeah.
But this is great.
Imagine being in a club.
I know. If this came on. If we ever did like a Two Geeks disco night.
Oh, yeah.
This is so good.
Really good. If you only listen to this podcast and you don't watch the video version, you're missing out on my moves.
You are enjoying it. If you were told this was David Guetta,
you'd say no. It's losing the plot. You say no. It's too good.
It's too good.
How strange things happen. Are you going round the twist?
Really good.
Have you ever felt like this? How strange things happen. Are you going round the twist?
Around the twist. Great.
Oh, I know.
When will the beat drop?
It just gets there.
Really good. Yes.
Sorry. This is bloody good. That's really good.
Really good.
So
I would lose my shit if they dropped that into club.
Check that out.
Yeah.
For the full version.
Jesse Bloch.
And then, as I say, annoyed there wasn't a full-length version.
Yeah.
But I found a pretty good cover version that we'll end with.
Yeah.
This is by a band called Chelsea Manor. And it's just a really faithful cover. Really good. Just really good. So let's have a listen. I like the idea that they, like us, were like, there's no full-length version. Let's just make our own.
Let's make one.
Have you ever
Pretty good.
felt like this? How strange things happen.
And the artwork has the lighthouse in it, which I like.
Yeah.
Ever felt like this? How strange things happen. Are you going round the twist?
good. Nothing to say about it. It's just good. It's not even funny. It's just good.
It's just really good. Well done.
Yes. See? Hey. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. TV themes peaked really in the 90s, didn't it? That and Sweet Valley High.
And Heartbreak High.
Yeah.
A great theme, great theme show. Not the same.
No.
Different. Very different.
Very different. Yeah.
But equally good.
Yeah. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.